How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Fraud on the Telly. It is Friday, so you already know what time it is. Critical Role breakdown time. That's right. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down everything that happened in Critical Role Campaign 3, episode 42. A bit of a filler episode, shall we say. As always, if you enjoyed the video, learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring that tiny bell so my videos go directly into your feed. As well, don't forget to check out Thursday's video, one of the craziest Critical Role Campaign 3 theories I've ever seen so far, the seed theory. So where we last left Bell's Hells, they had been venturing on their way to Eos to try to find more answers about the upcoming apogee solstice, Ruidus, and Imogen's mom. They had stopped along the way in a forest to visit the Gorgene tribe, a tribe of werewolves, where Chetney underwent a test to try to gain some more control over his werewolf powers. The cast level up, I believe Orym finally gets a magical blade, a blade blessed by the Wild Mother, which really just fits for him thematically as well. This guy really needed a magical weapon real bad. Now, I find this interesting that we learn this later in this episode, but Orym decides to name his blade Seedling. Now, my tinfoil hat immediately started going haywire because recently we talked about the seed theory, a theory that was put forward by Reddit user Lou Kiss on the Critical Role Reddit. Make sure you go check that video out. And just the timing, because that theory revolves around a seed that was given to Orym in Exandria Unlimited Prime, and so it's just hilarious that he names his sword the Seedling when this theory is all about this seed and how it could potentially be the Chekhov's gun that's going to solve a bunch of problems in Campaign 3. I just thought it was really funny, and what a coincidence. The group eventually lands in Eos, one of the biggest cities in Marquette, besides on Corel. The city is known for its different layers of lakes, as well. It is a orc civilization in many aspects. This part of Marquette and just many aspects of Marquette in general have a lot of orcs. If you've watched our What is the Calamity video, where we cover all of the lore information we know about the Calamity, you'd know that many origin stories for orcs in Exandria come from the Calamity, and they occur in this area, most having to do with fights with the betrayer god Grumsh, who it is believed that the blood of the betrayer god Grumsh is what created orcs blending with many humans and elves in the Calamity. So then it would make sense, if many of these battles with Grumsh took place in Marquette, that this would be the birthplace for orcs. The party arrive in Eos. Eos, I guess, is a little bit like Vegas, apparently, as the cast gamble for like well over an hour of this 4-hour episode runtime. Now, this was fun, and it was awesome to have these fun little moments. I mean, there's been a number of gambling moments throughout Critical Role, but I'm not gonna lie, I was really hoping that in this episode we would get a lot more substance. I'm glad the cast had fun, and it was a fun kind of happy-go-lucky episode, but there really wasn't much plot progression towards this big event that's been going on. I mean, remember, guys, we only have one more episode left of Critical Role in 2022, and then they're probably gonna take another month-ish break, and they're probably going to leave us on a pretty big cliffhanger knowing Matt, so it really sucks that we're not getting a lot of substance. Now, I'm sure I'm probably alone in thinking this. I know a lot of people I saw online really enjoyed this episode, and I feel like maybe I'm a bit of a party pooper as I didn't enjoy it as much. It was fun, and it was goofy, but I guess right now I don't really want fun and goofy. I want serious, and I want to know what the heck is happening with Ruidus, man. After gambling for a long-ass time, many members of the group cheating with various magical spells, they all decide to rest a bit. Imogen decides to take a bath, but this is just a ruse, so she can fly out over the city. Remember, Imogen has awesome flying powers now, and she gets on a little message call with her mother. Remember, Imogen is coming to Eos, kind of retracing her mother's steps. Her mother had come to Eos at some point where she had undertaken some kind of a study on Ruidus-born people. Remember, Imogen's mother is Ruidus-born, and she obviously has some weird psychokinetic Ruidus powers, very similar to Imogen. Imogen's mom seems very wrapped up on whatever's going on with this apogee solstice and Ruidus, so Imogen is retracing her steps back to Eos to see just what the heck was her mom up to. Imogen messages her mother telling her she is in Eos and she needs guidance. Once again, Imogen's mother pushes back, saying that you should stay in Eos, you need to stay far away from me because the closer you are to me, the more danger you're in. A storm is coming, and if you are close to me, then you will be knee-deep in that storm. Ultimately, the messages end with her once again telling Imogen, as she always does, to run. Now, there's so many questions we have about Imogen and her mother and what her mother's role is in the upcoming apogee solstice and all these dealings with Ruidus. Is Imogen's mother a good character, a bad character, a self-serving character? Are they wrapped up in some strange plot? Are they being used? We just don't know. Imogen's mom gives me real sussy vibes, I'm not even gonna lie. She definitely seems like she knows way more about everything that's going on with Ruidus and all these events with the apogee solstice than she's letting on. I wouldn't be shocked at all to learn that Imogen's mom knows Otahan, as I believe that Otahan is also Ruidus born. Months back, whenever Matt described Otahan, he went out of his way to describe that she had coverings on her arms in spots where if she had lightning scars similar to Imogen's, that's where it would be, and that's why it would be covered. I'm very, very convinced that Otahan is Ruidus born, so I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest if Otahan somehow knows Imogen's mother. There's been a ton of theories about Imogen's mom and her role in Ruidus across internet and Critical Role. Reddit, we'll probably make some videos more about that in the future once we get some more concrete information, because right now there's just too many questions and we just don't know enough. As the group travel through Eos, we learned that Eos also took a bunch of damage during the Apex War some 20-ish years ago. I'm not exactly sure when the Apex War was. We talked about this in our last Critical Role breakdown video, but we know so little about the Apex War, yet it seemed like it was very intrinsic over the last 30 years in the politics and kind of the layout of Marquette as a continent. Obviously, we know that Otahan was intrinsic in the Apex War, as that's where she made her name as a fighter and kind of a hero in many aspects. But I really can't wait until we finally get some more information on the Apex War, because I feel like the Apex War definitely is linked on whatever is going on throughout Marquette right now. The group continued to venture through Eos, eventually wanting to head to one of the many colleges in Eos, as Eos is well known as kind of an academic hub in Marquette. Besides on Corel, it has academic universities that rival some of the best in all of Exandria, and like we said, this is where Imogen's mom underwent some kind of studies on her Ruidus-born nature, and so Imogen is seeking information. As they walk up the footsteps of this college university, we are left with a cliffhanger as FCG sees lurking, I guess, in the shadows among some gargoyles, some strange bird creature missing an eye, I guess. This bird is apparently Shithead, a bird that had been following FCG from before Campaign 3 ever started. Apparently it's called Shithead because it constantly would poop on FCG's head. Yeah, what a fever dream of an episode. No idea if this is an actual cliffhanger, if there's actually going to be combat at the beginning of next episode, because up until this point, Shithead as a character was just seemed like something that Sam had just made up for comedic effect. It didn't seem like Matt was going to involve it in the story, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little lost, don't know what's going on. This episode seemed like a fever dream in general. I enjoyed this episode, but like I said, I've really been wanting more serious, concrete storytelling RP. I want to know about this big event that's going on. I want to know about the big story that we've constantly been pushing for. And for a while, it felt like Campaign 3 was really ramping up, and then it just kind of fell off in terms of this story. Now, the reason I want this so bad is because I'm super invested in this story, and it really is frustrating for me when we have episodes like this. While they're fun, and I get why the cast would want them, again, this is D&D, and it's just their game, so they're having fun, being goofy, just goofing around, doing stupid shit. I mean, we should know better if Matt presents them with a little dice game, especially a gambling one. Of course, these goofy guys and gals are going to jump straight into it and waste like over an hour for it. At the end of the day, it's their show, they're having fun. It was a fun episode, but not really what I wanted right now from Critical Role. It's really frustrating because we're about to get a big hiatus once again from Critical Role, another hiatus from Campaign 3. and we're gonna get left with a cliffhanger next week, and it's just really frustrating, man. I just want to know what happens, and they constantly keep leading us around. I feel like I'm probably in the minority of people who didn't really enjoy this episode that much. I did enjoy it, and it was fun, but I felt like I kind of tuned out like half of it because I was really excited for them to get to Eos and finally get some answers or pursue some answers, and nothing really happened. It honestly felt like I could have just skipped this entire episode in terms of like actual like big lore storytelling, and that would have been completely fine. I don't know, different strokes for different folks, I guess. Let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comments down below. There's nothing wrong with having fun, kind of filler episodes, fun little reset, cooldown episodes. There's nothing wrong with that. It's D&D. This is a lot of what D&D is, just being silly with your friends. But in a show like Critical Role, with so many audience members watching and so many people like me super invested into the story of Campaign 3, God, is it frustrating when, one, they take constant breaks from the show, and two, they do episodes where, like, nothing really seems to happen. Overall, fun episode, but not what I was hoping for. As always, if you enjoyed the video or learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode in the comments down below. I'm sure a bunch of people are going to disagree with me and probably roast me, which is perfectly fine. At the end of the day, it's D&D. You enjoy what you enjoy, and that's all that matters, I guess. As always, guys, I hope to see you in the next video. Don't forget to check out our seed theory video, because that video was absolutely crazy. And I hope to see you in the next one. Stay safe out there. Peace, love, Adu.